And we have the audacity to ask you who we are. Tell them we are Sora Richabelle Walker and Bernice Green, the first and second Miss FAMC in the 1940s. We are the original Beta Alpha chapter, and we are achievers. Tell them we are Sora Elfield Gibson, a street named for her here in Tallahassee, who initiated me into Beta Alpha in 1952. We are the original Beta Alpha, and we are achievers. Tell them we are Sora Vivian Brandy Johnson, the 75th Miss FAMU, who had two daughters who also became Miss FAMU in the 111th and the 114th Miss FAMU, also members of Beta Alpha. We are the original Beta Alpha, and we are achievers. Tell them we are yours truly, Norma Ruth Solomon White, the first member of the FAMU Marcher 100. The first Supreme Ambassadors from the state of Florida. The first Legacy Supreme Ambassadors. The chair of the first FAMU Board of Directors, Board of Trustees, I'm sorry. And that was established in 2001 during the time that I was Supreme Ambassadors. Tell them we are the prestigious chapter of the South Atlantic region and the prestigious chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. And we will soar and soar and soar again. Good afternoon. To the beautiful ambassadors of my chapter. And you know, I say that even in Jacksonville, where I am a member of that chapter, but they know that Beta Alpha comes first. To the graduate advisor, to our new members, to our parents, our special guests, and all who serve Alpha Kappa Alpha. It is a pleasure to return home. It's always a pleasure to come to Tallahassee. And you made it so special for me in 1952 when I became a member. You made it so special for me in 2001 when I received the honorary doctorate. You made it so special for me when I came for the dedication of that beautiful bench, the most beautiful bench that has ever been placed anywhere. And every time I come here, you always make it special. So it's very special for me to be here today to welcome our 73 new members. And when I got here today, I thought I was at a convention because people were everywhere. White was everywhere. And then as you started to come into this luncheon, pink and green, and even red and white was here. So we're here to celebrate these new members. Now, new members, you received your pens today, and you know that the pen represents 20 pearls. And so today I want to share with you my own 20 pearls speech. You might hear other things about 20 pearls, and this is nothing that's in the rituals. This is what I have written about 20 pearls. So I will share with you what it means to have your 20 pearls. And I say to you today, live your pearls, don't just wear it. Now, one pearl stands for sister relations. Every time we sing our hymn, we prayerfully say we help each other, for we know there's no other like our sisterhood. Alpha Kappa Alpha is a sisterhood, and each one of us must strive to be the very best sorors that we can be. And you will, I know that you found this out as you were going through the procedure, but now that you are a member and you sang that in the song, you will now work your fingers to the bone because you are a member. One pearl stands for unity. Unity means pulling together, not pulling apart. Unity means togetherness. We must promote unity and harmony throughout our ranks. Because you see, we are an international organization. And every time I go out of the country, I meet someone who says, hey, Sora. So we are everywhere. And so we must always practice that unity and harmony wherever we are. One pearl stands for respect. If you respect yourself, others will respect you. Treat your sorors as you want to be treated. The greatest right of others is to have respect. One pearl stands for pride. It's the kind of pride that makes us hold our head high in the spite of adversity. Now there will be problems. And as long as we have a president of the United States like we have now, there will be problems. But we are going to hold our heads high and do the best that we can to make this world a better place. It's the kind of pride that makes you want to do your best. As the song says, we're AKAs, pride of the ivy. So we are pride. Pride means we are always going to look our best. We're going to do our best. There's a speech that I make, and I'm not going to tell you all of that today, but I'm going to tell you this. When you go in jogging, you wear your jogging suit. When you go in swimming, you wear your swimwear. But when you go into sorority meetings, boulays, regional conferences, cluster meetings, you're going to translate business, so you wear business attire. So I want you to remember that as you move through the sorority. We must keep our standards high. Now, many things changed over the years. Through the century, over the last century, and into the new century, many things changed. But our standards have never changed. And so you must always hold the torch high. One pearl stands for vision. Vision opens doors to new experiences. Be creative, for creativity, as one writer has said, is a bottomless pit. Take the initiative and be resourceful. New members, don't mind coming to meeting if you have a good idea, expressing that. Now, it may not be accepted all of the time, but express it anyway. And of course, as we move forward, we may find out that the idea that you had would work at one time or another. So be creative. Commitment requires dedication. It requires personal involvement. Commitment means attending meetings, but also it means attending meetings and all of the activities on time. And it means participating in programs and service projects. One pearl stands for compassion. Compassion means showing love. And of course, earlier today, at the ecumenical service, when the person spoke, she talked about many of the things that I'm telling you about now, because these are very important to us, not only in the sorority, but in life. So let us remember that showing love for all mankind is very important. Of course, we must be considerate of other people. Loving means getting along with each other. When we love, we don't mind saying, I'm sorry, when we say something wrong or do something wrong. Because it's so easy to find fault. And our greatest stumbling block is our ego. So remember that as you move through life. One pearl stands for sacrifice. Now, it may have been a sacrifice for some of your parents, not all of them, because you know some of your parents are rich. But some of us might have had a little problem getting all of that money together when they were told how much you had to pay for all of these experiences. Not only did you have to pay something in the beginning, but all of the attire that you had to have and all of the things that you wanted, that might have been a sacrifice. But It was done anyway because of the love for you. Now, it may be a sacrifice for many of you to pay your dues next year when it's time. But you're going to do that because of your love for your sisterhood and your love for the sorority. You will do it anyway. You will make that commitment. With great victory comes great sacrifice. So always remember that you're going to have to sacrifice something. You may have to give up one thing for something else, but do the right thing and do what is best. One pearl stands for enthusiasm, and that's one of my favorite words. Enthusiasm is the electricity of life. If you don't wave your own flag, nobody else is going to wave it for you. Nothing great was ever accomplished or achieved without enthusiasm. One pearl stands for trust. Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Trust your leaders and trust each other. Your leaders are going to do what is best for you. So you must trust them, but also trust each other. One pearl stands for courage. Courage is the finest quality of life. Courage enables us to stand up and speak out when others are silent. If it's something that you need to speak up about, have the courage to do that. One pearl stands for tact. Think before you speak. Sir Maya Angelou said, people forget what you said. People forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And I think about that every day in walks of life. One pearl stands for self-esteem. Our Soror Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you inferior without your consent. So don't let anybody put you down. The way you treat yourself sets the standards for others. Believe in yourself and never give up. One pearl stands for academic success. Success doesn't come to you. You go to it. Amen. The original Beta Alpha chapter has always been a high-achieving chapter. And when I looked at some of your GPAs, that is the standard here. You have to have a high average to be a member of the Beta Alpha chapter. And so I know that you will keep that going. Because when I look into all your faces and I heard all of the majors that you talked about that you have, you are so smart, young ladies. And you're going to make sure that everyone in the chapter does the very best. And if someone's having a little problem, just help her out. Because that's your sister. And you want to make sure that, as a person in my chapter used to always say, keep on keeping on. So you're going to keep on keeping on with your academic achievement. One pearl stands for attitude. And our Soror Patricia Russell McLeod, in her book said, it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that will determine how high you go in life. The most important thing that will ever make a difference is your attitude. So remember that as you go along. One pearl stands for patience. Patience is a virtue that you never want to give up. You must have patience, because if you become frustrated, then it's bad for you. You can't be happy with yourself. So you want to be the best that you can be, and you want to always remember to be patient. St. Augustine said, patience is the companion of wisdom. So you are wise, young ladies. Remain patient in all that you do. One pearl stands for leadership. Leaders are servers. Leaders must set the example. You have a wonderful leader here. I met her some months ago, And we have communicated many times, and she is always on top of things. She wants to make sure that the job gets done, and she has worked her fingers to the bone. The same thing with your membership chair. They are leaders. They have worked their fingers to the bone because they had to do that to make sure that you knew all that you were supposed to know, you did all that you were supposed to do, and that you were going to be the best members that you could be. One highly respected sorority leader that I met at my first leadership seminar, and I want to tell you, it was way back then in the 60s. But you know, I'm an old lady now. And the thing that she said that I always remember, then and now, if you call yourself the leader, and you look over your shoulder, and nobody's following you, you're no longer the leader.
All right.
And I want you to always remember that. Lead the way, and you will have good followers. One pearl stands for spiritual sights. You know, we must keep Christ in our sorority and in our lives. We can never give up on giving service. And service means that we are practicing our spirituality because we are looking out for other people. We are doing for others. We're rendering service. And that is a part of spiritual sight. One pearl stands for hard work. You must roll up your sleeves and work because you are members of a sorority that has always worked. You know, we were founded on that foundation of serving others, and hard work is a part of that. So as we move through the rest of the school year, I know that you are going to be working hard and making sure that everything that needs to be done on the campus or in the community will be done by you. And the 20th pearl is service to all mankind. So follow the dream of our founders, because their dream was that we render the supreme service to all mankind. And that is what our 20 pearls mean to me, and I hope it will mean to you. So if you are committed to living your pearls and not just wearing them, I know we've already sung 20 pearls, and my thought was that I would have you to form a big circle around this room with the new sorors and the old sorors. But since the room is so large and so crowded, we're not going to be able to form a circle. But I'm going to ask all sorors to stand now and join me as we commit to living our pearls, not just wearing them, as we sing 20 pearls, and put all of the service in your minds that you are going to render, and all of the commitment that you make to serving all mankind as we sing 20 pearls.
What's wrong with him? You can't go up there?
Never